Welcome into the CHGO Blackhawks podcast. I'm Jay Zawaski with Greg Boysen and Mario Tirabassi. It is Monday,
Come on.
July 17th, 2023. And boy, my partners are sure blowing today. They are just blowing on those things, and it is not really working.
Can we
But
explain
keep trying,
for the
fellas.
people listening on the audio?
Yes, it is July 17th, which means it is Connor Bedard's 18th birthday, which means he is now old enough to sign an NHL contract, and that is exactly what he did today. Connor Bedard is officially a Chicago Blackhawk, a 3-year deal that carries a $950,000 cap hit. There was never reason to worry. It is a slotted salary, and Connor Bedard is officially a Hawk. And I see someone in our chat said the Canucks fans are going wild today. If people were really dumb enough to think that Connor Bedard was not going to sign here, I don't know how to help you.
I got a bridge to sell you,
Well,
as they say.
Canuck fans still think like their team's gonna make the playoffs every year, so they're not.
Right.
They're not the sharpest. They're not the brightest colors in the Crayola box to begin with.
They're burnt sienna.
Yes.
Their team definitely played like burnt sienna last year.
There you go.
So R.I.P. to the he's gonna pull a Lindros
Yeah.
narrative, and now for
Yeah.
the next 6 years we have to live with. Well, as soon as he becomes UFA, he's gonna sign for his hometown team.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's not.
No, he's
because after 6 to 7 years in Chicago and hopefully at least one Stanley Cup, why would he leave? To go for a team that is continuously a clown car of hockey. They can't win. They're not going to win with him. They're not going to win with anybody. Their ownership, their management, they can't figure this out. They never have, and they're never going to.
It's really beautiful. It's really great. It's fun to be the bane of the existence of the hockey world again.
I'm trying to
for on ice reasons anyway.
Yes, this is the
Yes.
fun villainy.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
you got your NWO shirt on. It's
Wolfpack, of course.
the
Please be
shirts
specific.
from Obvious Shirts. Shout out to them. I got one here. We have Connor Bedard and you don't. I'm leaning into the Connor Bedard villainy of the Blackhawks, not the other
Yes.
stuff. This is going to be the fun stuff.
Being
to
hated
be the
because
villain.
you're whooping everybody's ass is
Yes.
fun. Being hated because
Everyone
you
hated the
deserve to be
Blackhawks in the modern cup
Yep.
runs because they just were winning so much, and then they gave them other reasons to hate them. But now this is new. This is new.
This is good. These
fun
are
reasons.
good reasons to be the villain.
Yes.
This is the type of villainy I embrace. I have enjoyed every second of it since May 8th. Those tears
Yes.
from 31 other fan bases, they continuously replenish me. They quench my thirst.
It's like steroids.
They are nourishing. They
Yeah.
make me a healthier human being. So keep them coming.
Hook it
Nice
to your
and salty.
veins.
Nice
Yeah.
and salty. For the record, I'm wearing the hat because Mario brought donuts today and I'm celebrating. So thank you for the do-rights.
It's Connor's birthday.
You only turn 18 once.
Yeah. You only
Yeah,
sign your
thank
ELC
God.
once.
I saw CHGO Sports put out a tweet.
Yeah.
What advice would you have for an 18-year-old? I go, there are not enough characters for me to fill this.
I quote
this tweet.
tweeted it saying, "Do the exact opposite I
Yeah.
did when I was 18,
Learn from-
and you will be fine."
Learn from my mistakes. Yeah. None of us were in the position that he is in,
He's
nor will we
18
ever.
He's 18 going on 35. Like he is a
A very mature,
Yeah.
beyond being an 18-year-old. You talk to most 18-year-olds, and you worry about the future sometimes. But you talk to Connor Bedard, and at least his future as a professional athlete, I think is going to be just fine.
Seems pretty good.
He's gonna go crazy on his birthday and celebrate with like a sugar-free popsicle,
He'll get the Caesar salad instead of the kale salad.
Whoa.
That's what it'll
Yeah.
be. Yeah.
but with no cheese and no dressing.
Yeah,
I
no
wonder what
cheese.
neighborhood he'll live in Chicago. I wonder where he'll want to live.
He's
bet you
probably
he-
going to end up living in Brent Seabrook's house. Because all young Blackhawks end up living
Yeah.
in Brent Seabrook's house.
Even if he's not there.
I think
He sold his house? Oh, well, did he sell it to Bedard?
sold it to Connor
Oh, he
Bedard.
might have.
I bet you he lives with Luke Richardson for his rookie year.
Yeah, he probably could.
That'd be a great.
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
sitcom.
Just lock him in a dog kennel overnight so nothing bad happens to him.
I don't.
Put him in a bubble room.
He's gonna have to live with somebody, right? I don't know
think
too
so?
many.
Unless his parents are moving here with him or whatever.
Maybe.
But I
They
don't
might
think
be.
Yeah,
that's the
no,
case.
I don't think they would have him living on his own.
No, I don't think you technically can. Can an 18-year-old like buy a condo?
Yes?
I think so.
I don't know.
Actually, I don't know. You can't rent a
That's good
car.
question. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I
I think you
don't-
could. I think you can.
I think you can.
'Cause, like, when you're
You'll probably have
18
to have a co-signer, though.
Yeah, like when you're 18, the whole thing is like, oh, your parents kick you out of
Danny
the house or
Wirtz
whatever.
can co-sign for him.
But like
Maybe you'll live with the Faulkners.
You have to eventually be able to buy your own or have your own place.
It is 18 years old. You do need a co-signer, but the Faulkners have been a billet family forever.
They have.
Colin and Jamie Faulkner they've
Yeah.
been billets before Jamie was even affiliated with
be.
the Blackhawks.
I mean, maybe they put him with someone who's been here for a little bit, but is also still kind of on the younger side. Maybe a guy like lives with Taylor Radish or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Can live with Mackenzie Entwistle. He's lonely.
Mackenzie.
Well, yeah, he's got
Entwistle.
no one else to live with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably an extra crib at the orphanage, right next to Mackenzie's.
They can bunk bed.
There you go.
Yeah.
They each have their own race car bed.
Exactly.
Uh,
Well, it's a good day. It's a good day,
fun
and
day.
we knew it was coming, but now that it's officially official,
got a birthday cake donut here.
it is
as well.
it is reason to celebrate because the next era is officially here, and it's very, very exciting. I can't. I've said it many times this offseason. I cannot wait for the season to start. I can't. I've made a point a couple times since we got back from the draft to just drive by the United Center on my way here and just be like, all right,
Yep.
soon enough, right? Soon enough we'll be here. It's just, and the dread I had after last season ended, had they not gotten Bedard, this season would have been a real drag. It would have been, sure, we're still going to get a good player at 2, 3, 4. Maybe if you get Fantilli, he's here.
Yeah.
Maybe Carlson, he's here, sure. But anything beyond that, you're 2, 3 years away from the guy joining the team, and there's no real anything to be super excited about aside from Lucas Reichel.
And we would have had to deal with every time Connor Bedard scores a highlight reel goal to have to sit
Oh,
there and
God.
go, God,
Yep.
that should have been us.
Yep.
I didn't
Damn
think
you,
of that.
Buddy Robinson.
Yeah, everybody know Royds would have been.
Oh, I'm sure
Oh,
he
yeah.
would have been level-headed and logical about all of it.
Yeah.
No emotion at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
let's not think about that, though. We don't have to.
No, we don't have to,
No.
because every highlight reel goal we're going to get to see in person.
Yeah.
And that's pretty damn cool, if you ask me.
pretty special.
It's very special.
It's going to be a buzz in the United Center this year that we haven't felt in quite some time.
Opening night, October, was it 21st?
21st.
Oh,
Thank
it's my
God it's
daughter's-
not the 20th.
My daughter's birthday. Red carpet event against the defending Stanley Cup champions on a Saturday night. You're going to have 20,000 plus people.
Might be Mark Stone's last game before the playoffs.
Who knows? Yeah.
Depending on how Patrick Kane's hips is
Can you
healing.
imagine if Kane is on that team?
I don't
that
think he's
game?
coming back that early, but that'd be fun.
You know what's
That'd
going to be
fun.
cool,
It'd be
too,
so
is
interesting.
they got 5 games before they play a home game?
Yeah.
First 5 games are all.
You're
on the
going to
road.
have some moments already from Bedard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like, maybe he's got 3 points or 2 points or whatever. Maybe 5, maybe more.
Maybe 20.
Coming into his first game at the United Center, so that hype will be even built up more.
And he'll have the nerves of being in the NHL kind of.
Yeah.
It'll be his first home game, but nothing's really going to, he's going to have that first game out of his way. He's going to have, those road game jitters. He's going to have built up some chemistry and camaraderie being on the road for 5 days. Those are always good for teams. Always tell you they'd rather start with a long road trip to start a season because it really gets the new guys gelled in, and
Here's the other thing too. Those 5 road games
tough games.
at Pittsburgh opening
Win.
night. He's going to take the first face-off against Sidney Crosby. The next night at Boston.
Win.
Then Saturday the 14th, hockey night in Canada, you'd assume, at Montreal.
Win.
Then 2 nights later at Toronto.
Win.
And then 3 nights later on the 19th at Colorado.
Shootout win.
And then they come home on the 21st.
17
So
goals already at this point.
you want to talk about atmospheres to start your career?
He's
some
right,
big ones.
Right
It's
to the
awesome.
fire.
Yeah.
It's
Right
like the
in the
Connor
fire.
Bedard
It's good.
World Tour
Yeah.
before he gets to play in Chicago. Go
I
play
like
in all
it
the
though.
big
Get him in
markets.
some tough buildings. Get him in some national television games. You can guarantee that Pittsburgh Blackhawks game is going to be on ESPN or TNT. Who's ever
Their first 2 games are
National- yeah.
I don't know which one's first, but they're on both ESPN and
it's Wednesday
TNT's.
nights are for TNT, right?
Yeah, so so the 10th
second game.
The first game is part of ESPN's season opening coverage, and then
night,
the next night it's
TNT.
part of TNT's.
So
And then that Saturday against
Darren Pang's first game as a Blackhawk.
Yeah.
announcer on TNT.
that
forgot
Saturday
about that,
against
too.
Montreal is going to definitely be. It has to be Hockey Night in Canada.
Absolutely.
And then
There's
that Saturday night against Vegas, I'm sure will be national TV.
ESPN, I'm sure, will be there for that.
Yeah.
too. Yeah. So there's gonna be. He's gonna. I like it. Just get him right into it. it's better than like opening his career against like Columbus and Minnesota and Nashville. Bunch of yawn ass.
Yeah, this will be a
Mid-ass
very
mids.
exciting.
Yeah, he's gonna have some people screaming at him from day one and
Bring it on.
some pressure, and then when he wins the opening faceoff and scores from center ice, the legend will begin.
It's happening a lot in my NHL 23 season. I have finally built a team of all Blackhawks
What do you mean?
for my ultimate team.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I've got. Does anyone care about this? Probably not.
Yeah. I was
It's
playing NHL
Bedard,
23 last night.
who's a 91. These are all ultimate teams, so they get ratings boosted. Bedard's a 91 overall with a
too
93 overall Taylor Hall, a 97 overall Corey Perry.
Oh, yeah.
Then I got Roenick, Reichel, and Kane.
Nice.
Then I've got Makita, Saad, and Tuomo Ruutu,
Solid.
of course. Then I have Taves, Panarin, and Larmer.
That's pretty good.
Then I've got Korchinski and Magnuson,
Perfect.
Jones, Chelios,
Caleb
Like it.
Jones.
and Nolan Allen, and who's my other right D? Oh, Seabrook.
Seabrook.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
with Eddie Belfour in goal.
Hey,
who's
that's a
your backup?
championship lineup if I've ever
Jocelyn
heard it.
Thibault.
Elaine Chevrier.
Jocelyn Thibault is my backup goalie, of course.
Solid backup.
So yeah, it's fun. It's just exciting, man.
Yeah.
It's,
Yes.
it's very exciting.
October 21st cannot get here quick enough, and they're going to have 3 home preseason games too, and I'm sure they're going to
He'll
put their
play in at
shiny
least
new
one of
toy
them,
on
yeah.
those. Yeah, they'll put
I
their
think those
shiny-
will be the games he plays, probably at
Probably.
home.
Just the home ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe.
they got to sell tickets. They got to get people in there, get a buzz going early, and I'm looking forward to the preseason games because there's going to be a lot of young kids that won't be here this year for the regular season, but that will matter down the road that are going to get their little tastes at the NHL. So there'll be good reasons to watch those games.
Well, and you also want to see if Korchinski's going to earn himself a spot
Yeah.
on the team. I mean,
and who's going to
and if Bedard makes it,
right,
he's
and
gotta
who's
make
going to
it.
be the guy that out of like Entwistle, Reese Johnson, Blackwell, who gets the spot? Like those guys are playing
Yeah,
for
there's-
roster spots.
There's
this year.
actual roster competition
Yeah.
in the preseason this year, which is
They're-
fun.
Right, it's nice. It's nice to be a real NHL team again.
yes,
Welcome
isn't
back.
It is very nice.
It feels good.
People are. Adrian says no. Corey Crawford said he's not in the game. Region Rev, neither is Hossa. Hossa was in it last year, but he's not in this year's game.
Even for
so-
Hut?
No, they didn't make like a because last year they had like a Slovakian Hossa.
Oh,
Like he wasn't part of a team, but he's not in there. I'm trying to get the Dennis Savard card, but I can't find it. And then there's also a 90-year
Did you look
overall
under a
Bob
pack of
Probert.
Camels?
I did. Yes, I did. There's a Bob Probert card I'm trying to get too, but he's a Red Wing technically, but I don't care. It doesn't matter.
Did he play
so
more games in Chicago?
I don't know. I think there's a Chicago. It doesn't matter. It's all the same player, but
Sure, yeah.
they had a Chicago version, but he's like a 79 overall or something. But anyway,
I'm gonna look
it's
that
been
up.
fun, and now I can't wait for real hockey to start.
Yes.
So when you do these Hut teams,
Yeah.
it's only for online play, right?
You can actually do it, and you can play offline. What they do is you can just pick up an exhibition game and play whoever you want. They also have modes where you can play other people's teams, but not against those people. But then, yes, sir, it is like primarily an online mode.
Yeah.
But that's what I do mostly, just because I get tired of beating up on the computer, and it kind of ranks you as you win and lose. You kind of go up and down the standings, so
I don't
you're
feel-
always kind of playing people at your level.
I don't feel like getting beaten by like 7-year-olds online.
Yeah,
It's just not-
I'm the opposite. I stick to mostly the offline modes, the
Yeah, me too.
the GM mode, the franchise mode. Now it's not GM anymore. Franchise mode, be a pro, and that's why I'm perpetually disappointed by the NHL video game.
Yeah, I'm currently playing a Stanley Cup playoff. I'm playing every game of the Stanley Cup playoff.
I do that. Usually, I'll do
But
that
I-
to hold me over till the season.
Yeah, that's what I do. But I play every series, like as
cool.
different teams, not just one team. I'll play the entire.
That's fun.
Play, yeah.
That's fun.
So I can play as different teams and stuff like that. And then all my teams lose in the first round, and I have to pick other teams.
I recently picked up, since we're talking on video games, recently got a copy of NHL Hits 2002 back in my rotation. And my God, is it just as fun as it was when I was 12 years old?
It's so funny you mention that. I just picked it up a couple months ago because I have an old Xbox 360 because we still play Rock Band,
Yeah.
and Guitar Hero and
Solid,
stuff.
solid.
And
Solid
and then somebody, I think it was Andrew Cieslak, who's like a hockey Twitter dude, tweeted about NHL 2K10,
Yeah.
He's like, it looks better than anything. So I actually was watching a guy playing it on Twitch, and I found like a $15 copy of NHL 2K10 that I ordered for my 360. It's coming this week.
Pretty sure that was the last edition of NHL 2K, and yeah, it stands up against even the modern games.
Yeah.
Like it's impressive.
Look, I know a lot of people bag on EA Sports NHL. I play it year round. I
Yeah.
play the hell out of it.
They get my $60.
Yeah, and Ultimate Team keeps me like engaged, unlocking new players, and they release new players. So you're always trying to get the better thing, and then like the Bedard I got initially was like an 84 or something overall, and as you can kind of power them up.
Yeah.
So yeah, like the Reichel one was like an 84, and now he's a 90. So it's cool. Like it just keeps me engaged in the game. But yeah, I'm very excited for 2K10 to arrive.
Yeah.
So on those hot summer days, I go in my 60-degree basement and play some.
Well, and 2K10, that's a fun Blackhawks roster.
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
So.
Yeah, but yeah, Hits is great, and I wish I could find Wayne Gretzky's 3D hockey, but that was a N64 game.
Just
and
got
I
to
need
go
find an N64.
you just got to go
Galvin
to
Ghost.
Galvin Ghost. Yeah.
There you go.
Score some big goals with Murray Craven.
Yeah.
Those are the days. All right, we should get to the mailbag.
Should we get into the
'cause we got
show?
a lot, and I know if we don't get to yours today, we promise you we'll get to it tomorrow because we had the Connor Bedard news.
Leftovers Tuesday.
Murray Craven's probably a really useful puck duku guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's been on a lot of teams.
Yeah. Speaking of Puck Dooku, we had our own little fun
We did.
fun game.
We did.
We can save that for tomorrow.
Yeah, we can
Yeah,
say
let's
that.
save it.
that for tomorrow. We got to get out to a lot of questions.
All right.
Are we done with the silly?
Yeah, you gonna do your? You gonna tell people about the meal kits, the delicious meal
My
kits?
donut or the? Oh no, you're right. Yes, you're right. The healthy stuff, Factor meal kits. Hey, now that we are in the thick of summer, you might be looking for wholesome, convenient meals to support your sunny, active days. Factor, America's #1 ready-to-eat meal kit, can help you fuel up fast with flavorful and nutritious ready-to-eat meals delivered straight to your door. You'll save time, eat well, and stay on track reaching your goals. Are you too busy with summer plans to cook? I know I am. But you still want to make sure that you're eating well? With Factor, skip the extra trip to the grocery store and the chopping and the prepping and the cleaning up too, while getting the flavor and nutritional quality you need. Factor's fresh, never frozen meals are ready in just 2 minutes. So all you have to do is heat and enjoy. Then get back outside and soak up the warm weather. Too busy running around during the day to think about lunch? Keep your energy up with Lunch to Go, effortless, wholesome meals like grain bowls and salad toppers that are ready to eat when you're on the go. No microwave required. Need an extra boost to support your wellness goals this summer? Try Protein Plus meals with 30 grams of protein or more in every serving. They offer delicious, flavor-packed options on their menu each week to fit a variety of lifestyles as well, from keto to calorie smart to vegan and veggie and Protein Plus. I know I myself am eating gluten-free these days, so Factor definitely can fit those meals as well. And this July, get Factor and enjoy eating without the hassle. Simply choose your meals and enjoy fresh, flavor-packed meals delivered directly to your door, ready in 2 minutes. No prep, no mess. Go to factormeals.com/Hawks and use the promo code CHGOHawks50, and you're going to get 50% off. That's code CHGOHawks when you go to factormeals.com/Hawks to get 50% off of your Factor meal kits.
Damn, that's a great deal. And after you have a nice meal from Factor, you're going to want to kick back and calm down and relax. And you could do that with the help of our friends at Sunnyside Cannabis Dispensary. Sunnyside is your home for judgment-free cannabis shopping, a place where all kinds of visitors are welcome to explore, discover, and purchase a wide array of high-quality products. Sunnyside has everything you need to elevate your summer. It's your one-stop shop for all your cannabis needs. No matter where you are on your cannabis journey, easy online ordering and in-store pickup, great transparent loyalty program called Sunnyside Rewards. It's Illinois' favorite dispensary from city to suburbs, Wrigleyville to River North, Champaign to South Beloit. Lots of great brands there. They've got Remedy, Wonder, Floracal, High Supply, Cresco, which is a great brand of flour. My favorite brands are the Good News. They've got the gummies and the rechargeable vape pens. I love the Counting Sheep. I have both the pen and the gummies for that, and they help me fall asleep with no high effects. I just sleep through the night. It's wonderful. I wake up with like the first scene in Austin Powers. Just it's the first time I've moved in 8 hours, and it's just You know what I'm talking
And
about.
you go to the bathroom for
And then if you're
40
just
minutes.
feeling a little bit edgy, a little bit anxious, some of those Mindy's edibles, take one of those and you're going to feel calm. You're going to feel relaxed. You're not going to feel crazy high. But if you want to feel crazy high, they can help you out there too at Sunnyside. Through August, head to sunnyside.shop and use the code CHGO25 at checkout for 25% off your total order. That's one use per customer, not stackable with other promotions, but that's not only for new customers. Anyone can use that code. Pick up everything you need to elevate your summer. Must be 21 plus or an Illinois Med card holder. Again, that is code CHGO25 at sunnyside.shop for 25% off your total order. All right, let's open up the mailbag.
All right. let's
Read
get
them
to
out.
it.
I can't see that screen. I'm that old.
Windy City Hockey, our pal in the chat today. Which Blackhawks prospects not named Bedard, Korchinski, or more are you guys most looking forward to watching in college or juniors or in the AHL this season?
That's a good question.
Well,
I mean, there's so
a lot
many
of
to
them.
choose from.
I mean, I think all those guys in the AHL that will be intriguing. Their first pro years, Comezzo and Doc and Lipin and Del Mastro, Allen. For me, because I get to cover the European prospects for our rebuild report that you could read if you're a diehard member, I'm excited about a couple of the guys from Russia. Kancerov is a guy that I don't know a whole lot about, was not really on my draft radar, and everything I've read and seen, he seems to be an exciting player, so looking to see what he does this season as well. So that's probably the one guy I'm going to be keeping tabs on as well.
The guy that I'm out of the big names, I think the guy that I'm most excited to see what he does this year in his first taste of professional hockey is Ethan Del Mastro. I just think his game and where it's at on the ice, where it's at physically, I think he's just got a lot of things going for him that should and I think will translate well to the professional level. He may never be this flashy player or guy that is top pair defenseman, but I think he has a future as a solid number 4, maybe number 5, that is a penalty killer, is can jump in a little bit of offense and is just physical and can play a shutdown role. So he'll be playing in Rockford this year. I hope he gets a significant time on the blue line, but I really think Ethan Del Mastro is going to be a good player.
My player to watch is going to be Colton Dock because I just want to know what he is. I'm not really sure how to project him. Is he a career AHL, top 6? Does he have an NHL future? If so, what is it? He's got the size, right? He's got the confidence. He's got the ability. He, like his brother, has struggled to stay healthy a little bit throughout his career. But I'm really interested to see what Colton Dock turns into as a pro.
Yeah, Ilya Stefanov is another guy in Russia I'm interested to talk about. Had a breakout year in the KHL, was a 6th-round pick back in 2021. He could be one of those guys that we don't talk about a lot that can come over and fill one of those, middle 6 roles and be an effective player. So he's another one I'll be keeping my eye on.
You and Scott Powers should trade
He's still
Russian
looking for
travel
Maxim,
secrets.
Who's he?
Shalunov.
Shalunov.
Stefanov, Shafelinov, tomato.
Hopefully he pans out better.
Yes.
That'd be great.
Next question from our guy Darth Kane. In your opinion, what's the over-under for goals and points by Taylor Radish this season?
All right. It's a good question.
Well, he had 20. He reached
20
the
and
20 goal
40,
mark
right?
last year.
Was he-
20 and 40 was at Tennessee.
Oh, okay.
I think he had 20.
Let's see, he had, I got it right here.
goals.
He had 20 goals, 17 assists last year.
Okay.
The year before, with Chicago and Tampa, he had 11 goals and 11 assists.
All right, so he's not an assist guy.
Not
We've
really.
established that fact.
So 37 points last year, playing primarily on the top 6, getting power play time. I think you're going to see, right wing wise, Perry's going to play the power play. That's almost a guarantee. Athanasiou can kind of play all positions. Reichel will be on the power play. We don't know if he's a center or a wing. I think Radish's power play time is what I'm leading to is might be down a little.
He's probably going to be power play 2.
But I think he'll be playing overall this year with better players. Right. So I would say probably about the same. I would think the numbers will probably be about the same.
I think if he's in that 20-40 range, 20 goals, 40 points, I think that would be pretty achievable. He did it last year with less talent.
Last year, by the way, for the record, of his 20 goals, 7 were on the power play. Of his 17 assists, 8 were on the power play. So about half of his points.
15 of 40 points were on the power play.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I would think maybe a little bit of a downtick because, as you mentioned, probably not as much power play time. And last year he was like cemented into the top 6 just because he was one of your best 6 forwards at all times. Not sure you could say that this year. So he might get bumped to a third lineup at some point this year, but we'll see. I would say if I had to put an over-under, I would say like over-under on goals would be like right around 18.5, 19, and then probably right around the same points-wise. He's not an assist guy, so, 36.5 maybe total points, 35, somewhere in there.
The other little note, too, last year was a career high for him in shooting percentage at 15.5. The year prior with the Hawks was 14.0, but that was only in 21 games.
So he's shooting 14.5% since coming from the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
His career average, though, is 13.3. So,
well, when you don't shoot
Still
a lot.
high.
Yeah,
When you don't have the opportunity to shoot that much as a fourth liner in Tampa.
right.
You make them count.
So that's a pretty high, unsustainable shooting percentage. But again, if it's not how often you shoot, it's
What you do with it.
exactly. So we'll see what happens. I would think we'll get about the same output.
Yeah.
Roughly, maybe a little less.
All right.
From Rooney 4, what's an alternate jersey you guys would like to see this upcoming season? Can we bring back the black and white ones from the Stadium Series?
Ooh.
That would be sweet. I don't know if
Those
counts
ones
as an
were
alternate,
nice.
But
Yeah,
I do
I think
like
just
those
the
ones.
Just the black ones from
Black
the 90s.
alternates.
The
early
black
2000s.
and be patient.
Yeah, those are coming.
Those are
We're
coming.
almost
I
certain.
don't think we're going to get much of anything this year.
Yeah,
No,
Adidas
'cause
is
being the
pulling the
last
plug.
year of Adidas.
Yeah. The
So-
20 we might not get a lot for the 24-25 season, but that 25-26 season I would think is when you're going to see
Also the 100th anniversary.
Right.
Bring back the barber poles, the red
the
ones.
real barber
that
pole.
they
Yeah.
wore that they wore for the 75th
Not the Wish.com
anniversary.
ones.
What was it? 93, 94 season, 92,
I think that's
93.
right. Yeah,
Where the original 6 were wearing those super cool throwbacks.
Yeah.
those were awesome.
Bring those back.
Yeah, but I think just generally as an alternate, the blacks. And then for the 100 Hawks 100th anniversary, yes, bring back the barber pole jerseys.
I would also love to see the Winter Classic from the black and white ones. See it reversed. See white with just the black striping. I think
Like
that would look
his
really cool.
Tavo Ice Hogs jersey he's got?
No. That one's a nice one.
Yeah.
But no, I mean
'Cause those
the
were, like,
one the
cream
Blackhawks
colored.
wore, the black and the white for when it was at Notre Dame in 2019.
Oh, yes.
But have it flipped. Have it be primarily white with black striping.
Those are awesome.
I think that would look
I love
cool.
those Notre Dame ones.
That's just because they were played at Notre Dame.
Yes, that's part of it.
I was going to say that was number 1 in your jersey power rankings when we did that show
I love
a
those.
few months
That
ago.
was.
They just look so sharp. Like
Yeah.
they're,
I like 'em a lot.
they're very clean looking. I can't believe I've never bought one of those. I'm gonna next
still
time
get
I
'em.
go to that shop in Bolingbrook, I'll have to see if they got one
sure
of
you
those
can
in
still get 'em.
clearance. Pick one up. It looks sweet.
From USM0506, since it's my birthday today, what's the best sports thing to
Hey.
happen on your birthday? I guess for me, it's what happened today with my birthday buddy signing his entry-level contract.
Happy birthday, USM 0506.
Yeah, happy birthday.
That's why we're wearing the hats.
yes,
It's for
it's
you.
your birthday.
Right,
my
God,
birthday.
I can't think of anything that happened on my
I
birthday.
actually,
man.
I actually looked this up because my birthday's in March 5th, so there's not a lot of sports going on in early March. Football's over, baseball hasn't started yet,
Basketball.
but I'm not a basketball guy. I'm sure some really cool basketball stuff happened. The only thing I can remember going to, and I had to look it up because I first thought that the famous line brawl game against the Canucks where Duncan Keith got his hair pulled was on my birthday, but it was not. But the following year, 2010, the Hawks did play the Canucks on my birthday and beat them 6-3, and it was in the middle of that heated rivalry, and I'm pretty sure I was overserved that night and had a good time. So that's what I'm going to say.
I'm looking at sports moments from December 12th. In 1965, December 12th, 1965, Gale Sayers scored 6 touchdowns in a single game. That's probably the coolest. If we want to bring it to hockey,
But you weren't born yet, so it won't count.
1933, it was the year that Eddie Shore almost killed Ace Bailey. with a hit from behind, fracturing his skull and ending his career.
Piss on Eddie Shore.
Wow.
Piss on Toe Blake. Piss on old-time hockey.
Looking
From
at
Slapshot,
mine,
people don't get mad at us.
Yeah.
Bulls hire Phil Jackson in 1989.
Hey,
on
there you
July
go.
10th.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right,
Were
here's
you even alive then?
No.
You
Here's-
suck.
here's one for me. January 10th, 1989. LA Kings centerman Wayne Gretzky becomes NHL's all-time leading scorer in combined regular season and playoff points with 4 assists in a 5-4 home win over the Edmonton Oilers, bringing his total at the time to 2,011 points.
Pretty good.
That was the year before I was born.
That's a good one.
Checking to see if anything other than the Hawks beating the Canucks happened on my birthday.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fun.
In 1945, no baseball players were elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame on my birthday in 1945. So probably other stuff was going on at that time.
Probably.
Yeah,
I do
that
believe
was
that's
a little bit
big
more
year in
important.
history.
A little bit more historically important.
Here's a cool one. 1973, Yankee pitchers Peterson and Keichek announced they've swapped wives. I feel that it's right there.
You win. That's the winner.
That was an announcement.
That is. I feel that there needs to be more of a story behind that
Nope.
one.
That's
Oh,
fine.
man.
That's great.
Bex wants to know which site we're using. It is onthisday.com. That's what I'm using.
Yeah, that's what I got.
1985, Mike Bossy, we were talking about him earlier, became the first player in league history to score 50 goals in 8 straight seasons.
There you go.
I just miss Mike Bossy. I
Uh,
got
yeah,
into hockey
yeah.
like right when his career ended.
Yeah.
I kind of feel bad about that. I never really got to see that superstars.
There's some wife
game.
swapping going on my birthday. Pretty cool.
I mean, it's probably going on in a lot of places, but they just made it official.
Yeah.
We've got a super
for
chat from Landon. Says, where were you guys? What were your guys' thoughts on the Bedard opening odds? Calder at +110 and goal over and under at 32.5. I think we're gonna do a lot of that tomorrow.
We're going to hit some of that tomorrow.
Yeah. So make sure you hit tomorrow. So that's like a big part of tomorrow's show. So
I will say, though, to answer
we want to
the
acknowledge your
question
super chat though.
a little bit, they seem fair.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a little more context to it tomorrow. So make sure you tune in tomorrow at 2. All right.
Absolutely.
What do we got next?
All right, a couple fun ones to round out the Discord chats. What's your least favorite Hawks player of all time? From Matt Buss.
Patrick Poulin.
That was my choice, too. I had an irrational hate for him because that's who we traded Steve Weimer for.
Yeah.
And he sucked.
He sucked.
Yeah.
It's a total bum.
Though I would have to say Brent Sopel is climbing
I
that
was
list.
going to say,
he is-
he's climbing the
He's
rankings.
climbing that list because my hate for Patrick Poulin was irrational.
Right.
My frustration and just eye rolling at Brent Sopel is 100% rational.
Yep.
I did a couple events with Brent, and he was such a nice guy. I don't know if it's bitterness or what.
The man will say anything to get his name on a tweet.
I feel bad. I don't know. I just hope everything's all right. That's all.
I think he does a lot of good work, for his foundation with, trying to help people with dyslexia. A lot of great work there. But as far as hockey takes, like, man, it's not 2005 anymore. The game's evolved. It's changed.
Yeah.
Players are different. Players are better at different aspects of the game than they were when you were playing. Like, it's either change or get out of the way, or not change, evolve or get out of the way.
Right.
Yeah.
How about random hockey players you just dislike for no reason? I don't really
Well,
have one.
I have a hawk. It's
Oh.
and again, another guy who's doing a lot of good work to help players now, but he did none of it while he was playing. Dan Carcillo.
Yeah.
I can't. I look. Do what you can to help the players now, but you are part of the problem.
Yeah, Daniel Carcillo is a guy that has a great message, but it's the wrong messenger.
Yeah.
I know
There's a lot of CT
I know the
out there
Steve
that
Montador
you caused,
thing.
buddy.
The Steve Montador thing really messed him up. Like
Yeah. For sure.
Sorry, that's poor phrasing. I don't want to say it made him crazy or something. I think it took a major emotional effect on him.
Yeah.
And I think when you experience something like that, you go from being a young 25, 26-year-old with more money than you ever dreamed of, and you're kind of this cult hero for whoever you're playing for.
Yeah.
And you take a step back and say, oh my God, like the things I'm doing are ruining people. And he really had as we're talking about this with birthday hats on, kind of ridiculous. But like he really had that was an eye-opening experience for him, and I think it changed his life temporarily for the worse, and then eventually I think for the better.
Yeah.
So look, man, everybody can improve. Everybody can. It's never too late to become a better person, and I think Carcillo is doing it the best he can to do that. So that's commendable. But yeah, I mean, as a player.
Yeah, I hated him when he was on the Hawks.
Yeah, I mean,
too.
he
That
was
one of those. I was like, "What are we doing here?"
Yeah,
And he
this.
won
I
a
did
cup.
enjoy
He won a cup.
the Queen's wave at one point when he was I don't know if he was tossed out of a game or penalized
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. But
Yeah.
I'd rather have him on my team though than have him trying to kill somebody on mine.
True.
Right.
You know.
Yeah.
League wide, my wife has a hatred for former Calgary goalie Roman Turek.
Yeah.
There's no explanation for it. She just hates him to this day when the name comes up. Like if we're playing Puck Doku and I mention Roman Turek, she's like, no. She's like, well, won't put the name in. It is the most bizarre hatred of a hockey player I've ever seen because he just was not good enough to matter.
Yeah. It's the players that are just like non-factors that you end up hating.
Yeah.
It's just like, why did I hate that guy?
There's a long list of guys that I hate for no good reason. So we could fill up a whole show.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
All right.
All
Next.
right, from Reese Johnson fan, this one's a little bit lighter. Would you rather
we were
block
talking about
10
this.
Shea Weber slap shots, be hit by Dustin Byfuglien, or in an open ice fight with John Scott? Oh man, give me the hit from Dustin Byfuglien. I think I could survive it.
Yeah, I'm gonna test my luck and my ability to skate and brace myself against Dustin Byfuglien against trying to fight 6'8" behemoth John Scott or block not even 10. One Shea Weber slap
even
shot.
want-
I'm
No,
not
that-
signing a death waiver.
can die,
Like,
right.
No,
Yeah.
thank you.
thanks.
So yeah, I will take my luck to try and shoulder up with Dustin Byfuglien. I'm going to lose. I know that, but
Him and I are similar weight, so it
Not
might not be
anymore.
as bad
playing
as
playing weight or weight now because
I don't know. I don't know what Dustin's up to these days.
he is not
over
definitely
3
not
spins.
playing hockey,
Well, neither
but
am I.
he's pushing. I think he's pushing 3.
I think I would have to do because open ice hits, man. You don't know how you're gonna land. You don't know. You can
Yeah.
crack your head. You can get severe
Oh.
issues.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Yeah, he's enjoying retirement.
I think
Good
I
for
would
him.
have to do I think I would take my chances fighting John Scott in a hockey fight because I just grab onto his jersey and hold on for dear life and turtle.
Yeah, let's go down.
I guess you
He
could.
hits,
You
he hits
could.
me once in the head and then I fall down and like I'm dead in a fetal position.
But is he? But here's the thing: is he gonna stop?
Well, you just hope to pray that the linesman jump in and save your life. You've got more of a chance surviving a John Scott hockey fight without serious injury than a Dustin Byfuglien open ice hit.
That's probably true. Actually, just put your head down and
Just put
eat
your
a
head,
couple.
grab his jersey as long as you can, take a couple shots to the side of the head, and pray for the linesman.
Yeah, there you go. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Just anything but the Shea Weber.
Yeah,
thing.
I want nothing to do with Shea Weber's slap shots.
I wouldn't even block a Mike Weber slap shot, let alone a Shea Weber slap
Yeah,
shot.
because after the first one, you're like, oh boy, 9 more.
Yeah,
like
no.
you're just sitting
Yeah,
there.
No,
absolutely not.
That's forms of execution in some third world countries.
Yeah, that's no, thank you. I told you guys this before. I blocked a wrist shot in a house league game one time, and it hit me right in the thigh where there's no padding, and I had a bruise for 3 weeks that was about this big. So yeah, something going 100 miles an hour.
Shea Weber would go right through the bone.
Yeah, he'd go
Yeah.
he'd go through me.
Yeah.
I'd be like the net in the Olympics. Go right
no
through me.
thanks.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
What a
From-
moment.
From Alexandre Faripas, I'd like to piggyback on what Matt said, but you guys build an all-time Hawks roster: 4 lines, 3 deep pairings, 2 goalies.
jeez.
That sounds like a summer
That-
Friday
that's
show.
gonna be an entire show.
Yeah, good idea. Thank you.
Yes.
We'll put it in our hip
Well,
pockets
yeah, save that one for
for a slow day in
for
August.
Friday in August.
And
That'll
then
be a good one.
from Garrus18, Mailbag Monday, can you rank the Hawks' top 25 prospects? Now, I think.
No.
you
All right,
did.
number
Yeah.
25. Here we
can't
go.
do that.
This is our friend Gary. We are going to be working on the we're going to be working on the prospect pyramid. Like I said, but I think it was last week. It's going to be coming out at the end of the month. I'm shooting for it to be ready by the end of the week. Got started on it today, but prospect pyramid, it is not a numerical ranking. I think those could become problematic and cause arguments that don't matter. And the pyramid system, I think, is a better way of seeing where prospects rank. So check for that later this week.
Yep.
CHGO 2023 prospect pyramid.
And I'm sure once that comes out, we will dedicate an entire episode or more.
Yeah, we'll go
to
through
the
it.
prospect paying. And I'm also going to do a thing before the season starts, kind of a 5 most intriguing prospects to watch. Not the 5 best prospects, but the 5 that kind of have
Yeah.
the best storyline heading into the season.
Sounds good.
So there'll be plenty of prospect talk throughout the summer.
AllCHGO.com.
season.
Good time to become a diehard. Just saying.
All right, back to the birthday boy, Tyler Keski, with a question for us. How many points do you think Bedard will get in his NHL debut versus Crosby and the Penguins?
7.
69.
Nice.
Somewhere between
85.
those two.
All the
The Penguins will
points.
be out for revenge
Yeah.
Yeah,
for Buddy
the
Robinson.
revenge
Buddy Robinson,
factor.
is he still under contract, Buddy Robinson? Damn it. They should give him one last shift, even though it's a
Sign
road
him-
game.
Sign him to a PTO for
What number
one
did he
game.
wear? 53. Put 53 in the rafters.
Yeah. I don't know. I think
he scores.
he gets at least a point. Probably a goal. I
think
mean,
I think he scores a goal.
you know he's going to want to. He's going to try.
I'll say over. All right, so over under 1.5.
Over.
I'm going over.
I say goal and assist. Hawks win 4-2.
I think 3 points.
3 points?
3 points.
I'll go over the 1.5. Yeah, I think he scores. He's going to score a goal, probably early. You know, he maybe be one of those guys, first shot, first shifts,
That'd be fun.
First goal.
Like Jonathan
Yeah.
Taves.
and Mario Lemieux and a few other guys. Yeah.
Good company.
I say 1 point, 1 assist, 4-2 Hawks win. Everyone
All right.
goes home happy.
Beautiful.
All right. Rainman MP, who do you think Connor Bedard lives with during the season? We talked about this a little bit earlier. Remember how Kirby Doc lived with Brent Seabrook his rookie year?
Yeah. I'm going to say, I think it's going to be Richardson or the Faulkners. That's my guess.
Yeah. I think that'd be fine.
Yeah, I would say Luke Richardson.
Someone
or,
responsible.
Would you want to live with your head coach?
Players do it all the time.
Yeah.
I just don't think. I don't think he would see much of Luke Richardson because Luke Richardson is probably in his office watching video all night.
Yeah,
long.
and I don't think that
Working out.
Bedard specifically is not a guy who's going to be like, oh, I don't want to get busted. He just
No.
wants to go to the rink.
And Bedard's going to be like on the Peloton all night,
Right,
In
yeah.
his bedroom, you know, like just working out. So
Yeah.
That seems like a good pairing.
Yeah.
The two of them.
yeah, he'll never be late for practice.
Was it
Or maybe Connor Murphy. You can go live with Connor Murphy.
Sure.
was it Marc-Andre Fleury that his rookie season lived with Mario Lemieux?
Or no, I think it was Crosby.
Was it Crosby?
Yeah, yeah, I think it was Crosby.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember they were on the same team for a year?
Yeah.
that's crazy
Crazy.
to think about.
So cool. Maybe the Hawks should bring Kane back to no.
Oh, that's
Put
50
a dollar,
cents.
put a dollar in the
Damn,
jar.
forgot my wallet. All right, what else we got?
From Breg, who are some underrated prospects from the first 2 rounds who you think will play a substantial role in the future. For me, it's Savanov, who had a good KHL season.
Yeah, we
about him a
sort
little
of
bit.
mentioned these guys a little bit. I mentioned Doc, and you mentioned the Russians and
Del Mastro was a 4th round
Del
pick.
Mastro, right?
Yep.
I like Ryan Green too. He's gonna have a
Elevated
third
role.
rounder, right?
He was 2nd round.
Second rounder. So, so that doesn't qualify for this question.
Savoy,
Disregard.
I believe, was 3rd round.
I think he's going to be an NHL player.
I think he'll get there, yeah.
Yeah.
And let's watch out for Marcel.
I hope he
That
becomes an
dude,
NHL player.
like as funny as he was aside,
He's
he walked in the
huge.
room and I was like, "Holy shit! Look at
Yeah.
this dude. He's
He's big.
huge. He is a monster of a man." And so is the less entertaining
Milton Oscarson?
Milton Oscarson. Thank
Yeah.
you. I was going to say Oscar Milton.
No, Milton
Oscarson.
Oscar
Oscarson.
Miltonson.
He is
Oscar Miltonson.
very big.
Huge.
Had the very like Bond villainy
Yes.
English, broken English.
And
He's
and
from
looked
Sweden.
like a deer in headlights.
And he's got just like his face and his eyes just look very like
Yeah.
he's judging you.
Very serious.
Very like
Played with Leo Carlson and held up. I mean,
yeah.
we'll see.
See what he turns into.
This next question too kind of piggybacks on that a little bit. So
Yeah, from JSB77, Bedard, Nazar, Allen have more grit than people think, but do the Hawks have a rat-type player in the system? Do you
Samuel
think
Savoy.
Kyle and Luke would want one from your Scottish friend, the Steve?
Hey, the
The
Steve.
Steve.
hey, the Steve. I think they do want one. I think they when they
Savoy is
drafted
definitely
Samuel
that.
Savoy is that guy.
Yeah.
Savoy.
I mean, look at
As far as prospects.
they also brought in Corey Perry.
Mm-hmm.
Nick Foligno is not a rat kind of a player, but he's physical. He'll get in your
Yeah.
way. Like, yes, I think that they know.
Reece Johnson's happy to do that.
Jared
stuff.
Tenorti.
They know that every team needs a guy like that. It doesn't have to be a complete, like we were talking about, like Daniel Carcillo or Rafi Torres type of, just a dirty player, but a guy who's willing to piss people off.
It's more effective to have a Brad Marchand and an Andrew Shaw than John Scott.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, from Dan Tom Jack. Ben. Tom Jack.
We'll just say Ben.
Yeah.
Ben
Do
Dan
you think
Tom
Davidson
Jack.
tries to get Hellebuck either through trade or free agency? Basically, the entire system will turn over in the next 2 years. That's not a bad piece to put next to Bedard.
I
No.
don't think so.
I think the timing is not right.
No. If this
No,
was
'cause he's on a
2
one-year-
years from here now, maybe.
Yeah. He's on a 1-year deal currently. So to get him just for this year wouldn't make sense. So you'd have to extend him. And he's 30. So he's not super old, but even if you brought him in and then gave him like a 5-6 year deal, you're banking at least 2 seasons of Connor Hellebuck, 30, 31, 32 years old, with the team not contending.
Yeah.
And if you bring in Hellebuck, then it's like, what are they going for? Are they going for a fringe wild card team, or are they, are you trying to get into the early first round lottery one more year before you start thinking about what can this future be?
I'm not saying that either of these guys will be that level, but I think they do want to see what Soderblom and Comesso are.
Yeah.
And I think that adding a guy like Hellebuck, where he is your unquestioned number one goalie, he's going to get 60 to 70% of the starts for the year. It probably sets their development back a little bit.
Everybody gets knocked down a peg.
Yeah. Now in 3-4 years, if someone like Hellebuck, then maybe you think about it. If those guys haven't panned out quite yet, then maybe you visit that. But there's no need to do that right now.
Yeah.
For what it would take to get them.
If this was 2026 and Connor Hellebuck was 30 years old, and you don't have your prospect that's separated himself, then you go for it. But not now. Just the timing's not right.
From Bears and Hawks, can you all describe what a 2-way contract means and how it's beneficial over a 1-way contract?
Okay. Do you want me to take this one since I'm the AHL?
Go for it.
Go for it.
2-way contract is basically you can get sent back down to and from the AHL, NHL as many times. You don't need waivers. You also get 2 salaries. You get a different salary in the AHL than you do in the NHL. Mm-hmm. So those are usually your rookie contracts. Your fringe players will get 2 ways because then if you need to call them up for 3 or 4 games and send them back, there's no need for waivers. 1-way contract means you're an NHL player. And if you are going to get sent down to the AHL, you have to clear waivers in order to do it. So chances of you getting sent down have significantly dropped. And you get the same NHL salary whether you're playing in the NHL or AHL. So that's essentially, I know there's some other little legal stuff to go with it, but basically it's protecting you from getting sent to the AHL. So when you get a 1-way deal, you've kind of arrived. You're officially an NHL guy. You really don't have to worry about going to the AHL unless you completely suck and they're willing to pass you through waivers, which we still see quite a bit, just not as much.
Yeah. And the 2-way deal, the cap hit, if you're sent to the AHL, while your salary changes, your cap hit also changes. On 1-way, it doesn't.
Right.
So, if the Blackhawks had someone that, was on a 1-way deal at $2 million, but they weren't performing, and you send them down, that's $2 million. That's a $2 million player still playing, but for the Rockford Ice Hogs, rather than a guy on a 2-way deal who makes $750,000 in the NHL and $400,000 in the AHL. You send them down, that's $350,000 off the NHL cap.
Yeah, there's a couple of people in the chat talking about how Scott Powers reported that he thinks that Bedard is going to play in the rookie tournament, the rookie showcase.
Tom Curvers?
Yeah, and saying that they don't want him to. And I understand that those fears because you don't want some stinky pudwhack from Minnesota trying to kill Connor Bedard, making a name for himself. But I think Bedard would probably insist on that because he just wants to be one of the guys, not treated differently. And I think it would sort of set a bad precedent to say, well, you all are going to do it, but not him.
Yeah.
Like, he's a different level of importance. And while it is true, it is factually true.
He seems like the kind of guy that is like, we see it in military ways where it's just like, oh, this is, this guy's the general, but he's there on the front lines with his men. Like Bedard seems that way. Like he's the leader of this prospect group, but he's going to stand in line with everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that. I still don't want him playing in it. Just
No,
because,
personally, I don't.
Just
No.
because, Kirby Doc got hurt playing in that.
Reichel did.
Lucas Reichel got hurt. You get
Colton
Pudwacks
Doc.
who are going to be fourth liners for the Iowa Wild taking runs at Connor Bedard. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, and I think I saw something that said the Blues were also going to be involved in it.
good.
Oh, great.
So yeah,
So
even better.
more junior Pudwacks out
Yeah.
there. Great. No, I don't. Listen.
Just play him like 3 minutes a night.
To me, Connor Bedard's not a prospect. He's an NHL player from day one.
I agree. We'll see.
We had a super chat from Windy City Hockey. Did we get to that?
We did not yet, but I can go back
There
and
it is.
grab it. Nike just dropped Hockey Canada men's uniform.
Yeah, somebody found out
Yeah.
what's going to be coming public knowledge before the rest of us did.
Someone was forwarded
That's
an
a
email.
preemptive strike.
Yeah.
Speaking of military terms.
This is coming down. We don't know when. Rick Westhead, who was the guy who was all over the Kyle Beach scandal, along with as Katie Strang was on that too, has been all over this Team Canada thing, and it feels like this story is coming this week, very, very soon. Now we do know that 2 members of the Blackhawks were on that Team Canada team, Boris Kachuk and Taylor Radish. I was told a year ago that it is not believed either of those guys are involved in these allegations, but we don't know. So we'll see. Everyone is sort of bracing for what's going to come out of this.
Yeah.
It's not going to be good.
And if Nike's running before the news even comes out, it's just telling me it's not going to be good.
And Nike had already paused their sponsorship of Hockey Canada. So now, instead of continuing to pause and waiting it out, they're cutting ties.
Yeah.
That's not
Somebody
great.
Somebody got an advanced copy of the report. That's
Yeah.
gonna come
So
out.
just if people want to know this roster in terms of NHL players, Dylan Dubé, Jonah Gadjevic, Boris Kachuk, Maxime Comtois, Taylor Radish, Tyler Steenbergen, Drake Batherson, Michael McLeod, Brett Howden, Sam Steele, Alex Formenton, Jordan Kyrou, Robert Thomas, Jake Bean, Connor Timmins, Cal Foote, Cale Makar, Dante Fabro, Cale Clegg, Victor Mete, Colton Point, and Carter Hart. Those were your members of the 2018 Team Canada junior team.
To be fair to some of those players, some of those guys have been already completely cleaned of anything because they weren't at the event, like Cale Makar, because the event was a Hockey Canada CHL event, which Cale Makar was an NCAA player. He wasn't at that event.
Yeah.
Among other players that also weren't there.
I believe,
but that was the team roster.
I believe Victor Mete also.
He was
that
he was
not
like
even
in
the country
he was
at
in
that
Mexico
point.
or something.
So.
But yeah, we'll see what
More
happens.
grossness coming our way. Hopefully, it doesn't affect anybody. It doesn't affect the Blackhawks in any way, shape, or form. But we'll have to wait and see.
Yep. All right, what do we got next?
From Joe Buscemi, now that the tank season's over, how would you change the draft lottery to discourage tanking?
I don't think any lottery system where you're working with, best odds and stuff like that, you're still going to get tanking. You get tanking in the NFL when it's 1 to 32. You got tanking anytime there's a top prospect. You're going to have teams that know that they're not going to go for it, know they're not going to be playoff contenders, that are going to say, how bad can we be to make sure we have the best odds of getting the best overall pick. So if you want to eliminate tanking, you'd have to eliminate the fact that the worst team gets the best odds or the best pick. You'd have to have it be even playing field, either across all the non-playoff teams or across the league.
Yeah, best way to think that it will never happen, but the best way to do it is the first team that misses the playoff gets the number 1 overall pick the next year.
Yeah, the argument against it, you would still get tanking though, because you would see teams like on the outside looking in, being like, we're probably not good enough to win the cup, so
maybe we trade a few players and
then a team
stay
like
outside.
St. Louis gets Connor Bedard, and then the whole parity idea is out the window.
Right.
One thing I like, and this will never happen, but the final 4 teams play a tournament.
That would be great.
Like between, it could be like a 2-day thing, whatever.
Chicago
Or a 4-day thing.
Chicago,
and then
Anaheim.
The team that wins the tournament gets the first overall pick.
Chicago, Anaheim,
Yeah.
Columbus, and San Jose.
Yeah, it would be fun. That probably wouldn't happen because most of those guys won't be on those teams the following season. Like,
Yeah,
just look
right.
at all those Blackhawks that would have,
Right, yeah.
you know. But I mean, as far as it goes, I think the NHL's is, if you're gonna do it this way, theirs is probably the best.
Yeah.
Just for the fact that, look, all these teams tanked, and it was the Blackhawks who won, who finished with the third worst record, not the top one.
Yeah.
And but the previous 2 seasons, it was the team with the worst record getting it. So, you know, we've had goofy jumps in the past, and so I don't know. There's 100 different ways you can do it, and no matter what it is, someone's gonna be pissed off.
There's
no
going to be
matter-
31 upset
Yeah,
fan bases.
so-
yeah.
It's fine the way it is, I guess, if you're going to do it that way. If not, you know, it's better than just doing straight up record.
Yeah.
You know, because if that would have happened, then we would be looking to find Buddy Robinson with pitchforks and torches
Right.
on his front lawn, because
Well, and if-
it would get even worse.
It would get worse.
It would
yeah.
it would get even worse, because you would know that, like, I'm going to try and literally lose all 82 games this year.
yeah.
Righty. Well, you just talked about maybe a end of the season tournament. So how about an in-season tournament from Chad Campbell, kind of like the one the NBA is rolling out this year?
Nope. Give me international best on best if you're breaking up the season.
Yeah.
If you're not giving me a World Cup of Hockey or the Olympics, I don't need an in-season, doesn't matter to anybody in the NHL tournament.
Yeah,
I don't need it.
I don't
know the NBA thing amidst this.
I don't know
have
it
any-
either. But the thoughts of an in-season tournament, I think of like international soccer, all the European leagues. They
they
do
little
in-season
things.
tournaments. But the thing with that is that there's like take for example the FA Cup in the UK. That is not
different
only
league.
it's not only the Premier League at the top, but
Yeah.
it's also the Championship League and all the leagues below it. So I don't know if anyone's seen the Welcome to Wrexham series with Rob McElhaney and Ryan Reynolds. That Wrexham team at the time was at the bottom English league in the 5th league, and they were playing teams in the Championship League up second tier. There's nothing like that in the NHL.
Right.
Like if you have a championship game, if an NHL in-season tournament between the Columbus Blue Jackets and the Vegas Golden Knights, who cares? You can see that on a Tuesday in December. It doesn't matter.
Right.
So
it's not going to be a ratings thing either. Like,
No.
people are craving it, NBA basketball, and they want to see the top stars against each other. You're not getting that kind of national television craving on the NHL levels. It really makes no sense. I would love to see. I know that, like, there is like a Champions League in Europe for hockey.
yeah,
Where some of the top
The
teams from each
the other
league
CHL.
plays.
Yeah.
But I would love. It would never happen. But I would love the NHL to send a team over there to compete in that. You know,
Yeah.
send the Stanley Cup. It would never happen.
Send the 4 conference
you know what?
finalists over to
send
Europe.
Send the Calder Cup champs over there to play in
Sure.
that tournament. You know, something fun like that. Some inter league, intra league tournaments would be fun.
Yeah.
You know, get some KHL teams over here.
They wouldn't do that.
Get a fun tournament. You get like 3 NHL teams versus 3 Swedish teams versus 3 Russian teams versus 3
Yeah.
the top teams from Finland. Have something like that. That would be fun. Otherwise, an in-season tournament among NHL teams, who cares? It's
No.
a
I
still
regular
don't-
season game. It's
I
dumb.
just don't get the point of this.
I don't know.
It's manufactured to garner more interest in games during the regular season that don't matter.
I'd be
for
into
some
that if
teams.
I was 9 years old.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
I
it's just a regular season game.
like the MLS has their in-season tournament. I think it's the MLS Open Cup or something like that. And even then, it's still, I think you have teams from that lower, like the USL, I think is what it is. They get to play MLS teams. There's nothing you're not going to have. It's not, and the hockey is not set up in North America where there's lower tier leagues. You're not going to have AHL teams playing against NHL teams because they're affiliates for other NHL teams, and there's no incentive for that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I said, if it's not an international best on best, I just give me the NHL season.
I mean, maybe it's a way for. I know the NBA is so top heavy, where it's like there's legitimately like 4 teams every year that have a legitimate shot to win it. Like, you should just have, for years, it was like, why don't we just have the Warriors and Cavaliers play each other now and just skip all this? So maybe it's a way to get some of these teams that have no legit shot at winning an NBA title something they can hang their hat on. In
maybe
the regular season.
Maybe
like,
you give the
they could be the Nashville Predators and get a record.
Charlotte Hornets, you won the NBA Open.
Yeah, good for
Hooray.
you. Congratulations.
Yeah, I don't need any of that in the NHL.
It's just
they already have 82 games. It's enough.
All right, let's do one more, but first we want to tell you about our friends at FOCO and how you can look awesome at a sporting event near you. Get fitted out in the best sports gear around.
Spurch.
Hoodies, shoes, signs, bobbleheads, spurch, banana hammocks, and everything in between. Don't spurch in your banana hammocks. That's not good. It's baseball season. Aloha shirts, straw hats, polos, bags, everything you need for a game. Look around our beautiful CHGO set. And they didn't give us these party hats, but they did give us a bunch of these bobbleheads and other cool decorative items. Thanks to FOCO for sending those our way. Get some for yourself. Your she shed, your man cave, and everything in between. Go to FOCO.com or click the link. Click the link in the description below for all non-presale items. Use the promo code CHGO for 10% off. Again, that is FOCO.com. I'm sure they're very happy with that read.
Clink it.
Clinky clinks.
Clink it.
All right. You know what's not clinky? A pair of Shady Rays on your forehead.
True.
Or on your nose, over your eyeballs, where they belong. And you can take on the sun with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you and your precious eyeballs covered for our warm weather that we're having with their Polaroid shades at a very affordable price. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good, even better, than any expensive pair of sunglasses I've ever worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for all your outdoor adventures. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by lost and broken replacements. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, Shady Rays will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after your purchase. And together with their customers, Shady Rays is providing much-needed support to nonprofit partners across the U.S. through Shady Rays Impact. They're doing everything from building play sets for pediatric cancer patients to providing young adults with MS the outdoor adventure of a lifetime. Shady Rays is making an impact in your community and others like it now and for years to come. And if you don't love your Shady Rays, but trust me, you are going to, you can always exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's zero risk when you shop. And exclusively for our listeners, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the season. Head to shadyrays.com. Use the promo code CHGO for 50% off all orders of 2 or more pairs of their awesome sunglasses, rated 5 stars by over 250,000 fine folks.
That's almost as many mailbag questions as we have. Almost.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's do one more, and we'll save the rest for tomorrow. What's our final one here, Kevin?
Serious or fun? What do we think?
Let's have some fun.
Let's have some fun.
We're wearing party
We got party hats on,
man.
for
Do
God's
it.
sake.
Might as well have some fun.
From Scott, Iowa, 23. What current or past Blackhawk would be great in another sport? Which sport and why?
That is a good
Great in another sport.
Interesting.
Andrew Shaw would be great at soccer.
Why do you say that?
Maybe.
Headbutt?
The headbutt goal.
Because of the headbutt and the shin pads?
Yeah.
You love shin pads. It's a good one.
You get a lot of red cards probably, though. I don't know.
I'm thinking
Probably.
like an old school guy would probably be a good boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like, I always think of, like, that picture of Bobby Hull, like, baling hay. Looks like he could, like, you know.
He'd be a good
Like
old-timey professional wrestler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, take on Dick DeBruiser at the old International Amphitheater.
Yeah. I mean,
That's a good question. Let me think.
Roenick is a pretty good golfer.
yeah.
But so are so many other hockey
Yeah, it's
players.
pretty much everybody.
I think a lot of hockey players would make pretty
Wasn't,
decent baseball players.
Dale Talon was, like, a pro-level golfer.
Was he?
Yep. Jonathan Toews, we know, can surf. As can Kirby Doc, we know that.
As can so many
Jonathan
hockey
Tate's
players.
a really good wake surfer. Those
Yeah.
videos, I mean, he's really good.
Is that a competitive sport or is that just leisurely?
Isn't Reichel looks like he could be a great tennis player? He's got
Reichel,
that
yeah,
build.
Reicher's
he looks like an
Reichel's
alpine skier.
built like a tennis player for sure.
I feel like
Lanky,
Chelios.
slim.
Chelios might be a good tennis or pickleball player. I can't remember if you
Could
mentioned
be.
he played tennis one time.
Bet you
but
Bob Probert would have made a hell of a professional bowler.
Bowler?
Sure.
He just looked like a guy that just mean mug the pins out in the
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. I'm sure there were some like Swedish,
There's a
Finnish
lot of
players that were
a lot
great
of
at
the
soccer.
European players are good at soccer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're probably
You know,
good at tennis, too. As well.
Peter Cech was, he's a great soccer player, and
Yeah.
he played
Recycle
goalie.
that story a couple
Hey,
of times
I wonder if anybody did a feature on him this year.
and showed it over and over again.
Man, yeah. Well, of course, you got to remember that Tom Glavine was drafted by the LA Kings. And
Yes.
decided to play
That's true.
baseball instead.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
you do get some. I think baseball and hockey kind of go
Really?
hand in hand.
I didn't know that. That's
There's some-
fascinating.
yeah.
Tom Glavine
There's
was
some
drafted by the
underrated-
LA Kings and then decided to play baseball instead.
I
a good
assume
Hall of
Joey
Famer.
Votto
It's
can
a good
play
decision.
hockey since he's Canadian.
Probably. Him and Larry Walker would.
Yeah.
Him, Larry Walker, and Jason Bay would make a hell of a third line.
I'm sure there's some sort of crossover. Yeah.
Yeah, but the hand-eye coordination with hockey and baseball, I think it can kind of
Yeah,
go.
definitely.
Yeah.
They can,
A lot of hockey players play lacrosse.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Lacrosse is a sport that I just watch and I say, there's no chance in hell I could do this.
Too much running.
A lot of running and coordination and
Yeah.
My little cousin plays lacrosse, and it's a mixture of hockey, football, and soccer all together. Like, because you can hit people like in football and hockey, and you're using the sticks,
Well, I had a,
and you're running constantly.
had a
It's
godson who
it's
played
an
it
intense sport.
all the way in the college level, and like he explained to me like the different positions use different
Yeah.
size sticks, and there's a lot of intricacies to it. It's not just throwing a little ball around the field trying to score goals. There's all kinds of certain guys can only go to certain parts of the field. Like it's
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's like the defenders get to use bigger sticks, and the guys that can actually score, like you can't score a
They're
goal
shorter.
with certain like it. There's a lot of little weird things that go into it than just running around in circles.
You ever see hurling?
Yes.
Sport of hurling?
A good friend of mine, Liam, was a professional hurler
that tracks.
in Ireland. There's actually there's a book written about him and his playing career.
Cool.
He was and his son plays hockey now.
Hurling, if you don't know, is basically rugby,
With
but you're
clubs.
holding a club, and instead of catching it, you throw the ball up and hit it.
Oh my god.
And that's
It's
how
like,
you
and
advance
it's like
the
a
ball.
croquet ball too.
It's like a croquet
Yeah,
ball, and
it's-
Yikes.
it should be called murder ball.
Murder ball.
I have
you have to be a tough guy to play that.
my
sport.
buddy Matt, who lives in Ireland, sent me a curling paddle,
Yeah.
and it is my under the bed security device if needed.
That makes sense.
Jeez,
that's intense.
it's crazy. Oh yeah, Windy City Hockey says J.J. Watt plays hockey. He sure
That's
does.
true.
And there's
Only
always a
if-
camera.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
only in front of cameras.
10 Shea Weber shots
The
or get hit
Wisconsin
by
guy.
J.J. Watt on the open ice.
Watt.
What?
I'm still taking the
One.
hit.
It's one hit,
Yeah.
and he's not going to kill me. Like I'm assuming I'm wearing football equipment.
or
Yeah, you got pads on.
hockey
Yeah.
equipment. Yeah.
I'm not getting hit by
I will
a Shea Weber slap shot.
I'd rather try
No.
and go shoulder to shoulder with Watt or Dustin Byfuglien than fist to fist with John Scott or puck to body with
I'll
Shea
just
Weber.
tell John Scott a joke and he'll start laughing and he'll forget to punch me.
Just
Okay,
agree,
10
agree with
shots
him
from-
that Connor McDavid wouldn't be on your playoff team, and he'll go light on
No,
you.
see, I remember he said that, and that might actually get me to punch him back.
10 shots from Shea Weber or a punch from Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson again, he can kill you.
Jumping off a bridge.
Yeah, neither.
Try and make Mike Tyson laugh.
We're getting late, but Mike Tyson visited us when we were at the Square one day, and he couldn't have been nicer. But he was sitting there and he talks with his hands a lot, and he just swatted his cup of water, and just spilled water all over the place and like a live console.
Oh,
so I
God.
had to go in there as the producer with a roll of paper towels, and he's sitting there, and I'm like literally paper toweling around him.
Yeah.
So I'm like coming behind him like Jack Dawson in Titanic, like putting my arms around him and like cleaning the table around him. I'm like, please, Mike, like stay cool, like be cool, be cool. I'm just trying to clean up the water. Couldn't have been nicer.
Oh, my
But that
gosh.
was, you talk about like surreal moments of your career. It's like I'm cleaning up
Mike Tyson's
water that Mike Tyson spilled.
Oh my gosh.
That's an
all-timer.
He was the nicest guy in the world. He could not have been a sweeter guy.
He's got a lot of money these days. He's got few
Well,
and far reasons to be angry.
Another guy who I hope has turned his life around because it was in a bad place for a long time.
Yes, it
And
was.
He got himself way back into shape. You look at Mike Tyson in The Hangover, and he's kind of pudgy. He looks like he could box.
Well, he started fighting again.
Is he?
I mean,
He did.
what, like
didn't
5,
he do
6
like
years ago?
didn't he do like an exhixition recently or something like that?
Yeah.
I
But
do enjoy.
He looks
the,
like he could still go at it.
I do enjoy the
Crazy.
Mike Tyson mystery show or whatever it is on Adult Swim. The kind of Scooby-Doo parody with the late, great Norm Macdonald as the dirty pigeon.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good show. I enjoy that.
All right, we're late. We got to wrap up. Before we do, I want to remind everybody about the CHGO Kickoff Classic Golf Outing presented by Big Drive Energy and our friends at Pins and Aces. It is at Cog Hill, course number 2, 9 a.m., August 25th. You can sign up as an individual, twosome, or a foursome. If you're a diehard, we've got a promo code for you. Email events@allcitynetwork.com to receive your discount code for the tournament. Entry fee includes 18 holes with a cart, exclusive Pins and Aces tee gift for every player, access to limited edition Pins and Aces and CHGO polo shirt, whole contest, great giveaways and prizes for contest holes, winning teams, and the last place team. And, of course, there is lunch, drinks, and a ceremony after the round. Come join us August 25th at Cog Hill. It's going to be a great time. Our inaugural Kickoff Classic golf tournament right ahead of the Bears season, my friends.
Right ahead.
It'll be a great time. Jump in. Full sponsorships are available. All that jazz. AllCHGO.com. Click over to that events page. You'll see info on that, on our Crosstown Series takeovers, and our upcoming apparent CHGO road trip, Bears at Chiefs in Kansas City.
Hey.
That's September 22nd through 24th. So tons of great stuff. And remember, if you're a diehard, you save on all of it. So become one of those today, allchgo.com. We're back tomorrow at 2. We will wrap up your mailbag questions. We're also going to go over some of the Connor Bedard preseason odds that have been put out there so far and make our best guesses at those sort of things. So make sure you join us at 2. Make sure on your way out you smash that like button. We have 69 likes, which is nice.
Nice.
But it's Connor Bedard's birthday. Let's get up to 98 before we log off. It's not going to happen, but I have faith. All right. We'll talk to everybody tomorrow. We appreciate you all the time here on the CHGO Blackhawks
Audio
podcast.
version of this is going to be so weird.